Alright guys, so it's my birthday. We're gonna go see Miss Bala and Dolby. Let's see what this movie is about. I heard it's pretty bad, but let's check it out. Alright guys, so it was my birthday and I did go check out Miss Bala. I saw it in Dolby for some reason. I do have a list, so I'm not complaining. I did want to go see Spider-Verse again because it was my birthday and I really wanted to see something that I know I was going to enjoy. But, the friends wanted to see something new. And we settled for the new release. And next year, I'm choosing the movie. If you guys are watching this, I know you guys are watching this. I'm choosing the movie next year, okay? Anyways, let's move on to a review. And Miss Bala is the newest action thriller movie that just came out. Is it even a thriller? It didn't really feel like it. And it's basically about a woman who goes to Mexico and she goes to, was it a nightclub with her friend? And then I guess some drug cartels people just break in there and they kill people. And then they steal one of the friends. And basically the main character is trying to get her friend back. This movie was a clusterfuck. This is definitely the biggest mess of the year. And not the worst movie of the year. Of course, that belongs to Escape Room still. But this movie was just all over the place. I don't even know where to start with this movie. I don't even have a review written for this movie just because I didn't feel like writing every detail about this movie. This movie is very tiring. It's not just tiring, but it's just boring. And it shouldn't be like that. I thought, just looking at the trailers, I knew that this movie was going to be okay. But I thought that the movie was going to be like one of those guilty pleasure action movies. But unfortunately, it's none of that. It's not even a guilty pleasure. It's not even entertaining. It's pretty fucking boring. And the movie's just lifeless. It doesn't have a soul. It doesn't know what it is really. I don't even know they were even knowing, or the director was even aware of what he was making, because at times it just feels like it's trying to be just this very very generic thriller, but at the same time it wants to be like a very high profile action film, and it just doesn't really work at all. It's like you could definitely do both at the same time, but the movie just embraces nothing, and the movie's nothing new. I've seen a lot of this done before in other movies, and those other movies have been pretty bad, but at least they did something with it. At least they explored the action. They explored the thriller aspect of the movie. They explored the characters. The characters here, they were just so flat and just so boring. I didn't care for any of the characters, and it just doesn't have to do with the fact that the characters are just so boring. It also has to do with the fact that there's no build-up to any of these characters. Like, the story of this movie just happens right away within the first 15 minutes of the movie, and there's just not much setup. Not much setup leading up to what's about to happen, or no setup at all with the characters or our main character, who we are supposed to like and we're supposed to care for a lot. And I mean, Gina Rodriguez, she did a fine job in this role, but I just didn't like her enough for me to care about her character. And that goes, the same for every other character in this movie. I just didn't care about them. Like, they'd kill off a character and I'd be like, okay, cool. It's a movie. Things are supposed to happen, but like, I just didn't care that person died, because there was no setup whatsoever to that character. And again, I'm gonna keep on using the same word for this movie. I don't care. I did not care for anything about this movie. This movie was boring. It was a mess. The story was all over the place. Dialogue was so bad. It was so cheesy at times. And this movie, again, nothing happens in this movie. The movie ended and I was like, well, it felt like the same way that when I was walking into the movie, nothing. Like, I felt like I actually saw nothing watching this movie, and that's very disappointing because this movie should have at least been entertaining. But even though I thought that the trailers for this movie were decent, they show all the action scenes in this movie, and I guess that's why I kind of like the trailer, because it shows the only 3 minutes of action that this movie has, and that was enough to actually sell me to actually kind of want to watch this movie. But at the same time, halfway through the movie, I was like, we could have been sitting and watching Spider-Verse again, and we're sitting here. So, Miss Bala, there's just not enough to this movie. Don't see it. You guys don't care for it. I definitely don't care for it. Nobody cares for this movie. Just wait for when the box office results of this movie comes, and it's gonna make to a piece of bread. It's not gonna make enough money, and I see why. If there was an effort made into any of of this movie, why spend your hardworking money watching a movie that's just so lifeless and boring? With that being said, this movie is definitely a movie that I thought was actually a time loss. And with that being said, I'm gonna give Miss Bala a D plus. I'm gonna be a little generous because I did like the actors in this movie, and some of the camera work is actually pretty cool. But still, I'm probably being way too nice on this. I really forgot to mention that Anthony Mackie's in this movie, and that's because he was in the trailer for 2 seconds. And in this movie, I thought he was going to be in the movie for about at least 15 minutes, but he's in the movie for like a minute and a half, and then he gets his paycheck, and then he dips back to Marvel for Avengers Endgame. I just didn't care for this movie. Oh, by the way, it's the Dolby cinema experience. The Dolby Vision projection was actually pretty good. There's a lot of detail to the picture, a lot of sharpness, a lot of vivid colors popping right out of the screen. The Dolby Vision is really good, but the Dolby Atmos is just very disappointing. Again, this movie has nothing to work with when it comes to its sound mixing or its sound design. So this Dolby Atmos just really isn't a worthy experience for this movie. So even though the Dolby Vision 4K projection was really good, I just can't say that it's a movie that you have to pay $6 more to watch in Dolby just for the Dolby Vision projection. Because in order for me to fully recommend Dolby experience, it at least has to be okay with its sound mixing. And the sound mixing it's not that good in this movie. So yeah, don't see this movie in Dolby. Don't see this movie in theaters really at all. Just wait and rent it and decide whether you like it or not. It doesn't have to be seen in theaters. So there's that. But anyways, did you guys see Miss Bala? Have you guys seen it? What did you guys think about it? Tell me in the comment section below. As always, thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.